What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today we're here for week number 6 of Pack, the Pokemon All-Stars competition, and we are doing terrible. We're 1 win, 4 losses. 4. Insane. I have never been in a situation, ever, where I've been 1 win and 4 losses. I think the worst it's ever been for me has been 1 and 3 before this, and hey, it is what it is, and starting next week, there are going to be some changes made to the team. I would have made them into effect for this week. However, I play my games usually the Monday after, which means that the deadline had already passed for that next week. And the reason I do that is because most of the people I'm playing against are overseas. So their time that they can play is when I'm at work, or the only times that I can play with them are going to be when they're asleep. So here we are on another Monday. But let's go ahead and jump into what we are playing today. We are playing against Scoots in the Mississippi Morpecos, excuse me. And I think this matchup here, we definitely have an advantage in quite a few different areas. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. The matchup. My opponent has, oh, by the way, if you want to skip the team builder, there's a timestamp on the screen somewhere. Make sure to click on that to be able to skip the team builder if you're not interested in it. But like I was saying, the matchup here, really cool because my opponent has a Celesteela and Clefable, a dirty defensive core there, but also really good offensive Pokemon. Noivern, Keldeo, Crocodile. Poltegeist can be very scary if your dark type is not very good. Galar Slowbro actually has some viability, and then Colossal and Tauros each had their uses, and Surfetch'd is like and then Rotom can actually have a lot of utility. Against my team, I don't think it's that good, but in general, it is a ground immunity, which is something, and yeah, that's really it. So let's go ahead and jump into what we bring. So very first Mon, and looking at the team, I knew right away I wanted to bring Gravity Landorus. I thought about bringing Gravity Landorus. This is my 3rd time thinking about bringing it now, and I decided not to bring it in the previous times, and I made a mistake doing that. I should have brought it. This time we are bringing it. We're running Soft Sand this week because we need to always 2 KO a max defense Clefable. That is really the important thing. With Gravity, we hit everything that is immune to Gravity, which is going to be the Steela, the Noivern, and the Rotom, for neutral damage. And that means that every single attack will be neutral or better because he has no actual resists to Earthquake, which is very nice. Knockoff is there as a way to just do some general damage to the Celesteela if I really need to get like an attack off, and that's it if I don't have Gravity up. It also hits the Noivern and the Rotom for just decent damage in general. Swordsdance for just, again, a really big buff in my attack, and then Gravity is obviously going to be Gravity. The investment that I have in my speed is pretty important. It allows us to outspeed a modest Rotom or a timid Poltegeist. We take a naive Tauros' Life Orb Sheer Force if it has no invested, Sheer Force Ice Beam, excuse me, it has no investment. We also take a modest Life Orb Noivern's Draco Meteor from full. I don't want to have to do that, but I might have to if that's the case. And then we also 2 KO a Max Defense, Max HP Clefable with Soft Sand Earthquake. Our next mon is going to be Scream our Gengar. I had a really hard time deciding what kind of item and what set I want to run on Gengar, but I definitely know I want to go offensive, and we do have offensive here. We're Expert Belt this week. Now, originally I was thinking like instead of going with T-Bolt, I can go with like Nasty Plot, and then to break through the Celesteela, I can just Shadow Ball it a bunch of times. But instead we decided to go with Expert Belt. Now, Expert Belt is really good because with these 4 moves, we hit everything except for Tauros and Colossal for super effective damage, which is awesome. And we outspeed Colossal, obviously, and Tauros we speed tie, and it's pretty frail. Sludge is going to do a giant chunk of damage to that thing. We speed tie the Tauros, like I said. Curse Body's nice, and in general, this Pokemon does a lot of work. If I find out that he has no Scarfer, then this Pokemon goes absolutely ham. If we have Webs up against the Crocodile or the Keldeo, we're in a really good position, and this Pokemon is only guaranteed outsped by a Noivern, and that's pretty much it. So that is really the main thing here. Our next mon is going to be Ants, our Vikavolt. I mentioned Webs. Webs are coming back again. Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, Sticky Web, and Roost. We're running the boost this week because I think the Clefable, Crocodile are guaranteed brings. I also think Colossal has a lot of utility this week, and it can definitely run Rock, so I want to have a way to kind of not take the chip damage from that thing, which I find to be pretty important. The investment that we have on our set allows me to take 2 Jolly Crocodile Rock Slides from full. We take 2 Jolly Scarf Keldeo Skulls from full, and we're not too killed by no special attack Clefable's Flamethrower on top of that, which is really nice. In general, Boots, super good. Webs, fantastic. Volt Switch for momentum, awesome. And then Bug Buzz is really good against the Pokemon that are immune to the Volt Switch, or they even resist it. So something like the Crocodile and the Rotom are the main things. So that's going to be our Vikavolt here. Moving on, we have Fight Club, our Urshifu. It is going to be a Choice Band Urshifu Rapid Strike. For the first time I'm bringing this set here, and I really like the set because we outspeed the majority of his team. The only mons that actually outspeed me are going to be the Keldeo, a Scarfer, and the Noivern, and of course the Tauros, which, again, I take any hit from the Keldeo as long as it's not like a boosted Air Slash. I also take any hit from the Tauros as long as it's not like a Zen Headbutt or something. And even then, I'm pretty sure I do take the hit because I have 100 base HP and 100 base defense. Surging Strikes is so damn free against this team. If I'm in against a Crocodile that is not a Scarf set, or I'm against a Colossal, it's basically a guaranteed KO on something, or a 2 KO on something. Clefable, it's important because against max HP, max defense Clefable, we do 2-hit KO it with the Surging Strikes. If our item's been removed, then we have a chance to 2-hit KO it. It's very high chance for us to 2-hit KO, but if it is leftovers, then that chance kind of gets taken away, unfortunately. So yeah, we have to be very careful with that. Close combat's really good against a lot of the Pokemon on this team. Ice Punch, to be able to hit something like the Rotom-Mow for super effective damage if I don't want to go for a close combat and get the drops, or be allowing the Poltegeist to set up on me, and then U-turn for momentum is pretty straightforward, and the investment on the set is there for a modest Keldeo, but it also outspeeds the max speed Crocodile, which is pretty important as well. And again, the only good switch he has to this Pokemon is the Noivern. Our next mon is going to be Ice Age Arcurum. Now, originally I was Specs on this set, but I decided to go with Scarf because I need to have something to outspeed Noivern, and it was a big problem in my mocks, so we went with Scarf instead, and it made it a lot easier. Now, obviously, Scarf is nice, but it lacks a bit of power, especially against Clefable, which can Cosmic Power, or it can go for Calm Mind. The good news is I have the guaranteed crit move and Surging Strikes, which will break through that, which is very nice. But I do have to be very careful about a potential Cosmic Power in Clefable. So this Pokemon here, very strong. His Ice Resist that is not Freeze Dry is the Keldeo and the Colossal. So I can just go freely for the Ice Beam if those two things don't show up. If they do show up, I have to be careful with Freeze Dry versus Earth Power, and I Flash Cannon because I'm not making the same mistake twice, or 3 times rather. I want to have a way to hit these fairy types for super effective damage with Flash Cannon. It's going to do more damage than something like Ice Beam would to Clefable, because Flash Cannon is 80 base power times 2 because of super effective damage is 160, and then Ice Beam is only times a half, which is 90, so 90 times 1.5 is going to be 135 base power. So always Flash Cannon is better than the Ice Beam against the Clefable. And we have max speed to outspeed a modest Clefable, modest Keldeo, that's the one. They both start with a K sound. Anyways, moving on is going to be Lorax. The Lorax are Whimsicott here with Moonblast, Leech Seed, Encore, and U-turn. This Pokemon is solid. Really, I only have it here for a few reasons. I didn't go crazy with the EVs. I decided to outspeed the Keldeo, I believe it was. And that's really it. No, not the Keldeo. I wanted to outspeed the Tauros, excuse me. And the reason I decided to do that was because even though I'm not the bulkiest thing in the world right now, having the speed to be able to hit the Keldeo for a super effective stab at Moonblast is very nice, and hitting the Tauros, which is pretty frail with that attack too, is really nice on top of that. Encore is there mostly for a Leech Seeding Celesteela. If I went for Leech Seed as I went into my Whimsicott, or if I went for Substitute, I can Encore into that. It's really nice. It also helps out a lot against Poltegeist going for Shell Smash. Leech Seed is really good in general. I have to be careful. Leech Seed will not get me recovery against something like the Clefable, which is really nice. If it is, or really important rather, not really nice, it's really important if it is a Magic Guard set. And then in general, Encore is also there for the Clefable's Cosmic Power or Calm Mind or whatever. Leech Seed in general mostly is there for other things, and I'm hoping that I can put in the work for us. I just put max HP to be able to take generic hits from everything else, and then 36 in my defense is really all I need, because I want to take multiple hits from like the Crocodile. I do resist its dual stabs. I also resist the dual stabs of the Keldeo, which is very nice, forcing it to kind of run Air Slash or Icy Wind. Alright guys, that is my team for this week's battle. I'm hoping that it can go well. Really, we need to have a good time in this matchup to get a win. 5 wins guarantees playoffs. So if we win the rest of the weeks, we're in playoffs 100%. 4 wins, it's likely. Based on our diff, but we have to be very smart with it, and the game starts here. Scoots is currently without a win. We need to get a W here today to be able to continue our chances, because we do have some really tough opponents the rest of the way. So guys, thanks for watching the Team Builder. If you made this far, make sure to comment Ramen down in the comments below to show that you are a real MVP who watches the Team Builders. But let's do it, guys. It is time to battle. All right, everyone, we're back, and unfortunately, there is the Poltegeist, which is not great, but it is what it is. Yeah, I didn't bring Incineroar because I didn't think the Poltegeist was come, or well, also because it's just terrible the rest of the way against everything else. But let's mark down what my opponent has. He brings the Keldeo. There is a Noivern, which kind of sucks. The good news is his only removal option is the Noivern. But there's a Poltegeist, there is a Clef, Crook, and then a Stila. All right, so my lead here is going to be my Vikavolt. I think in general it's just a solid lead overall, and it pressures basically everything. It does neutral damage to everything at the worst. The only thing that actually resists or is immune to electric is weak to Bug Buzz, which is nice, and it won't appreciate taking a modest Bug Buzz, and I take 2 Jolly Rock Slides from it, which is awesome. So I think that's definitely a possibility. I could also go for Webs here early on, which will be nice, but I do think this is the lead here. And if he leads off with the Noivern, so be it. It is what it is. But Noivern will be going to, if it's Hurricane, it's 110 base power times 1.5, it's 165. Flamethrower, I believe, is 90, so it's 180. So Flamethrower will do more, but I still will take the hit unless it's like super offensive with like Specs or something. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we see Sonar, which is definitely the Noivern. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and click Volt Switch here pretty freely against this thing. I don't really have any other option, to be honest. I don't want to stay in and attack it. I don't want to stay in and like, okay, well, it's Frisk, which is good to know as well. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. I don't want to go for a Sticky Web here in case it decides to go for a Taunt, which would be a little unfortunate. And if it goes for a U-turn, then that's fine by me as long as it doesn't go into Crook, which if it does, I mean, it is what it is. All right, let's see. What is he going to do here? Depending on his Noivern, we're going to see a Dragon Pulse come out. Okay, how much damage is this going to do to me? 181 down. Oh my god! Perfect. Just tremendous. Holy shit. Wow, okay. Noivern with Dragon Pulse. Now I have to calc that. Crit. Level 50. That tells me nothing. That, by the way, could have OHKO'd me. How much... What am I left at in terms of HP? I'm left at 28. So, if I do calculator, 181 minus 28 is 153. That's a wrong Pokemon. Vikavolt. Crit. That's offensive. That's a boosting item. I can go into Whimsicott here. I can go actually into Scarf Ice Age, which I think is better. Choice specs. Oh, no, let's take a look at Dragon Fang first. Dragon Fang would not... No, it has to be... This is specs. This is specs. But what the question is, what does he go into now? What is he going into? Worst case would be like, I guess Keldeo, but that's fine. It just sucks I don't get my webs up anymore. But we know this is specs now. We can go for the Ice Beam here, which I'm going to do. If he goes Keldeo, fine. He's just going to switch out, and he probably goes into Clef here, right? Twinkie, that is the Clef. And how much are we going to do to this? Depending on its investment, we could do about half. So we are Scarf and not Specs. Big damage there. It's leftovers as well. Okay. You know, that really sucks because I think I can't actually recover up my HP on Vikavolt anymore at all, which hurts big time. What do I go into here, though? I can go into Gengar, which I think is the best play. He has no answer to this thing, so we'll just go into Gengar and click our free Sludge Wave or Shadow Ball. Probably Shadow Ball, to be honest. I don't think he stays in. The question is, does he go for a Teleport here? If he does, that's fine by me, because then he's in range of the next time we have Scarf Ice Beam. So we're going to switch out and go into Gengar. But damn, that crit puts us on the back foot really early, basically makes my Vikavolt useless. Stealth Rock. Okay, which is fine by me again. I'm okay with that. Probably means it's not a setup set, which is good to know. So the question is now, what is he going to go into? He can go into Crook here. He can go into Celesteela here. I think because of that, I want to go for a Dazzling Gleam in case Celesteela comes in. I don't think that the Crook comes in. It could. I mean, expecting a Sludge Wave. This is a tough call. Let's go for the Dazzling Gleam because if he goes Celesteela, I still get Chip on it. And yeah, so we're going to see here. Do we see a Crook? Bandit, that is totally the Crook. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We got the Dazzling Gleam off on this. And it OHKOs. Beautiful. Love to see it. So now the only thing that outspeeds this is the Noivern. And Noivern is Specs. If it goes for Specs, Dragon Pulse against me, it's 80 points at the most. Oh no, that's the Dragon Fang, excuse me. Choice Specs. Specs, I still take the Dragon Pulse. I don't take Hurricane though. And I think now that's the only potential Scarfer, which means I think I just have to sack off my my Vikavolt now, which is unfortunate. That really sucks. But the Crook being gone is huge. Now I click Shadow Ball. What do we see? What is this? This is the Celesteela. Okay. So hear me out. If I click Thunderbolt here, and it's weakness policy, that hurts. But I do have Encore with my Whimsicott. So I think I should be fine. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt here. Let's go for the Thunderbolt here. If it's weakness policy, so be it. It could be a Totemize with Power Gem or Power Meteor Beam, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the Thunderbolt here. If you had a Totemizes, I'm probably gonna go hard into Vikavolt. Is that weakness policy? It goes for a Toxic. Amazing. That is absolutely huge for me. And he has no resist to this Pokemon still. That is huge for me. This is huge. I can go for another Thunderbolt here. Is that my play? I mean, he has no real resist to Thunderbolt. He has no resist to Thunderbolt, so I just go for the Thunderbolt here. Really happy I went with Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt now in this set. I was really debating going for Nasty Plot over one of those two moves, and it probably would have been over a Thunderbolt, excuse me. But we end up getting the KO on the Celesteela right now. So Gengar picking up 2 KOs right off the bat is huge. It also means that Sludge Wave now is incredibly free against basically everything. I don't think he actually has a resist anymore to Sludge Wave. Yeah, it's great. So if we see the Poltegeist, that's a problem, obviously. Has to be Scarfed Out Speed Me, though. Yeah. Has to be Scarfed Out Speed Me. If it's Sash. If it's Sash Shell Smash, how much trouble am I in? In comes Sonar, though. Which is fine. I think I sack off my Vikavolt here. So let's sack off Vikavolt, find out what exactly he's doing. If we see a U-turn into a Poltegeist, that's a problem. Dark Pulse. Okay, Dark Pulse is fine. Because that means I can go into Urshifu. How much does Urshifu take from this? Urshifu Rapid Strike against Noivern, Dark Pulse. Does 27% at most. And what does he have left? Keldeo, unfortunately. I can go for a close combat. That shouldn't do enough to Clefable, though. Clefable, level 50. If it's like fully defensive, bold. We do, yeah, not enough. Do I go into, I can go into the Lorax here. And U-turn out. That will then give me an idea of what he goes into. I think, though, if I go, I think my play here is going to be going to Ice Age here. And that's basically what I'm going to do. So I see Kyurem with Ice Beam against the Keldeo. Level 50. We do not enough to KO with Freeze Dry. But that's fine. I can go for a Freeze Dry here, I think is the play. If he goes, he has to be careful with the I think this is my play, because if he goes into Keldeo, I get a big chip on it, then I can go for Ice Beam going forward. But he's going to switch out here. He has the potential Clef, which is fine, and we're going to see Keldeo come in, which is beautiful. So we get 79 to 93 off on this if it's got no investment. Let's go for the Freeze Dry here, and we're going to do an absolute ton of damage here, and it's leftovers, which means we know for fact we outspeeded here. So let's go for a Freeze Dry now. Let's go for a Freeze Dry. So Kyurem should be picking up a KO here, or at least threatening a KO on the Clefable. But this is huge because we now know that Kyurem actually runs through this team. And we can click Ice Beam pretty freely going forward as well. So he's going to stay and he's going to sack this off. So that's huge for us. We get the KO on the Keldeo. Scarf Kyurem. I thought Specs was going to be the play, but I'm happy we changed it to Scarf last minute. Just the Noivern was way too threatening, and going with Scarf is nice. Obviously, it's not over yet. That Specs Noivern is annoying. The Poltegeist is terrifying to deal with. Like, Poltegeist can just wreck my shit. Twinkie comes in, though. Okay. Twinkie comes in. Let's switch out. We can go into Gengar once more. How much does Poltegeist... It's a 134 special attack, plus 2 against Landorus. Shadow Ball is going to guarantee KO me, unfortunately, and it's Teleport. Ugh. Okay, so he's got Teleport, he's got Rocks. Shadow Ball wouldn't have KO'd my Kyurem from full at plus 2, but it does now. It definitely OHKOs that. If I go... Like, this is terrible. Okay. Question is, what am I sacking here, basically? What am I sacking here? And let's take a look quickly at if it's Modest Poltegeist. How much does Modest Poltegeist get to a plus 2 compared to Kyurem? I believe it'll still outspeed me. Plus 2. It will, if it's Modest max special attack, max speed rather, it will outspeed me. This could definitely go for a U-turn. If I see a U-turn, what do I want to be in with? Probably Fight Club, I'd say. Right? I don't think Landorus is super useful anymore. Because if I see a U-turn and he goes into... If I see a U-turn and he goes into Poltegeist and I have this, it means he can never set up on me. So I think I'm going to do that. And it's fine. If he goes Clef, I have Surging Strikes to break that thing. We're going to see a U-turn, hopefully. Hurricane. That's not what I expected. It's not what I expected. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Really wishing I had a speed boosting. Instead of Swords Dance, I had Rock Polish on my Landorus now. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll get off another Ice Beam here for free. But yeah, that Poltergeist is terrifying right now. Let's go for the Ice Beam here. Claymore to a KO. The way he's keeping Poltergeist in the back is like, I'm so confident it's Shell Smash. I'm so confident it's Shell Smash, and that really hurts. He's gonna switch out. Go Poltergeist, please. Damn, he didn't. He did not. So this should KO from here. It should 2 KO from here, rather, I believe. Yeah, it's close, but I think we're gonna get it done. If I don't 2 a KO, how fucked am I? Against Specs Noivern, I'm pretty fucked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucked. Let's go into Gengar here. Don't go for Teleport. You Moonblast. Okay, that's fine. No drop either, which is good. I can go for a very free Sludge Wave here now. Let's fire off the Sludge Wave. Okay, so this thing is gone. Gengar kills his Shadow, but this Poltergeist now is gonna fuck me up. I'm so like I knew it was gonna be a hard time. I knew it was gonna be a hard time against that thing, but didn't know exactly how tough the time. Okay, how much does Poltergeist do to me? If it's Specs, then that's obviously a problem. So let's go into Whimsicott against Poltergeist. If it's Specs, how much do I do to take that? Choice Specs. There's the Poltergeist. Okay. So sadly, if it's modest Specs, I die. But here I have to go into Whimsicott. I have to go into Whimsicott, and I have to click Encore. If he Shell Smashes up, he Shell Smashes up. Click the Encore, that thing is locked in. It's Shell Smashed, okay. Okay, we're pretty sure it's Scarfed. I think I managed to play around this well. I think I managed to play around this well. Okay, we die here to this hit. That's fine, I think. That's Encore. Stay in, please. Stay in, please. He stayed in. Oh, my heart. That's so good for me, because now I can click U-turn. I mean, he's at -4 now, I believe. Or -2. So Poltergeist -2 against Whimsicott. We do 58 to 69. Okay, I can just actually click Moonblast here freely. There's no reason not to. Right? He is at -2. So yes, we 2 a KO with Moonblast here, and I'll KO the Noivern as well. Let's go for the Moonblast here. And he switches out, and that's going to get a KO on this thing, which is huge. So in comes Sonar, which is fine. We should get the KO on this now. Frisk, he's my leftovers. He already knew that. I believe this will KO. Let's go for the Moonblast. And very nice. So down goes this, which means we should be in the we should get a W here. If it's not Specs, we know that, so we know guarantee we take the Shadow Ball, which is huge for us. I go for a Moonblast of my own. He can never click Shell Smash where we Encore him in. So let's go for the Moonblast here. We're gonna outspeed, of course. So this thing's Sash is now broken. We're going to see a Shadow Ball coming from this thing now, which is fine. We're going to eat this. I unfortunately can't switch out, because if I switch out and he goes for Shell Smash, I lose. So we're just gonna go for the Moonblast. I'd like to save Diff as much as possible, but it's just not the right decision right now. The right decision is get the KO on this, go into Gengar, claim another KO, be done with it. All right, and we see another Shadow Ball comes out, fine with me. All right, down goes Whimsicott. If you went hard Noivern there, I think I actually might have lost the game. What do I go into here? Does it matter? Everything outspeeds. I go into Gengar here. Let's go Gengar, and let's click Shadow Ball. So if I see Gengar against Polteageist, let's say even if it's Kasib. Shadow Ball still does 54 to 65, so we still go for it, always KOs. So Shadow Ball comes out, we should outspeed it. And there it is, and that is going to be a KO, a 3-0 W. We end our losing streak, thankfully. Yes, oh my god, that's so big for us. We needed that win. I will take it. I will definitely take it. We needed that win, and without that win, I don't think we really have a good shot at making playoffs. But now, after everything, after all that, we are now 2 wins, 4 losses. Our differential is going to be... Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Because of our 4-0 loss last week, because of timer, we ended up with a -4 record. So now we're at 2-4 neutral, which means that of the 2-4 teams, we are the best by far. Every other 2-4 team is the best one in terms of diff is -7. Okay, so we have a really good chance here. There's a bunch of teams. There's 4 teams right now that are 3-3, which is huge, and all of them have the best differential of all of them is MattOshea with a +1. I feel really good about our chances right now after, oh no, we forgot to the 3-0, so we're still at -1. So either way, or we're like 2 points in diff at the worst behind MattOshea, which is in the 8th seed, and again, 7th seed rather, and the top 10 teams make playoffs. So that is really important here. GG's, of course, really interesting game. Obviously, we were kind of given it a bit of advantage early on with the way we were able to break with the Kyurem. We were able to get big damage off on the Crocodile, getting the KO on that outright with Gengar, which is absolutely huge. Gengar getting the KO again on Celesteela, massive. I believe, did Gengar get 4 KOs? It killed Clef, it killed Steela, Crocodile, and it killed Polteageist. So yeah, 4 KOs for Gengar, then it was a KO for Kyurem with the Freeze Dry on Keldeo, and then it was the Whimsicott with Moonblast on Noivern. I was so confident that we were going to get the W because of Landorus with Gravity, but it didn't end up hitting the field at all. So yeah, well, GG's once again. Shout out to our YouTube channel members. We have Liv, Eric, Zeke, Michael Brown, and Texas Man are level 1s. Shout out to our level 2s, Crunch Games and Tone, and shout out to our level 3, Sully. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to comment the secret word of the day if you made it this far. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.